Hello, and a very warm welcome from my holy cell here on the West Sussex, Hampshire border of southern England. The truth about Satanism. In 2021, I was asked to submit an article to a newspaper called The Light Paper about Satanism, and it was published in their November 2021 issue. And I'll put a link for that in the description below, so you can look it up for yourselves and see other items of interest in this newspaper. This is the article. They entitled it "Satan Lost in Translation?" So I'm just going to be reading straight from the article without interjecting commentary. Satan lost in translation. The image of a devoted Christian at night would be of reading something from the Bible and making prayers, perhaps kneeling at the side of the bed. So what might Satanists do? Luciferians. A panicked British broadsheet has been campaigning against conspiracy theories. For example, America has been taken over by a Satan-worshipping, child-abducting cabal. Like the mythical beast in Revelations, it has many heads. Hillary Clinton, Bill Gates, George Soros, Oprah Winfrey. Sunday Telegraph, June 27th, 2021. Book review of The Storm is Upon Us by Mike Rothschild. Such views, it says, make appeal to people with brain damage. But does their Satan really exist? Are world leaders taking orders from empowering satanic forces? A recent YouTube comment says, both Obama and Biden are working for Satan and Satan's children. In the mythologies of Roman paganism, fictional gods conducted evil things among men. Jupiter, also Jove, son of Saturn and Opis, was king of the gods. His Greek equivalent was Zeus. In the poetical works of Homer, heroes blamed their misdeeds on the gods. They were the real culprits. Hades, ruler over the dead and the underworld, was cruel and pitiless, silent to any pleading. His realm also was known as Hades. Hermes led dead souls of the wicked down to Hades, from where there was no escape. Jesus had no hesitation in mocking such Hellenistic myths that the priesthood of Jerusalem had swallowed. In his parable of the rich man and Lazarus, Jesus has Abraham say to the rich man, "They have Moses and the prophets, let them hear those." Luke 16:29. In other words, not Hellenistic myths. When the Bible came to be translated into Latin around 390, its editor Jerome, seeing the Hebrew and Greek words Satan and Satanas, rather than translating them as enemy or adversary, merely transliterated them to give the name Satan. Yet they are not names of anybody. The same happened with the Greek word diabolos, meaning slanderer, not a title of anybody. At 1 Timothy 3:11 and Titus 2:3, it is clear that diabolos makes reference to human slanderers, slandermongers, transgressing, among other things, the 9th commandment, Exodus 20:16. The Latin version merely transliterated it as diabolos, so English translators put devil. When John Wycliffe made the first complete English translation in 1380, he had only that corrupt Latin translation to work from, so he put Satan, the notion of Satan being long embedded in the culture, and all English translators followed suit. The teaching appeared in commentaries and confessions. A 1901 Greek lexicon says of Satan, "The prince of evil spirits, the inveterate adversary of God and of Christ." A translation blunder came to be regarded as unquestionable orthodoxy. When you say Satan, you are speaking untranslated Hebrew and Greek words. They need translating. They are not names. These myths came all the way from paganism into evangelical teachings of orthodoxy. Jupiter simply got rebranded. Medieval and later artworks, fictional writings of John Milton's Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained, 1667 and 1671, and C.S. Lewis's Screwtape Letters, 1942, all lionizing Satan as the universal tempter of man, help reinforce into the consciousness of orthodoxy the myth of whispering devils. I have tabulated every occurrence of all biblical words concerning adversaries of God. There is no word or context revealing any monster called Satan and the devil. The prophets and apostles knew of no such character. There was no Satan in Eden, it just says serpent. At 1 Chronicles 21:1 we read, "An adversary, Satan, stood up against Israel." The comment on that same event at 2 Samuel 24:1 reveals that adversary, that Satan, to Israel, to be God himself. Yet English Bibles have Satan at 1 Chronicles 21. So what to sloppy translators was Satan is actually God. Blasphemy! Nothing more shows that the Greek forms Satan and Satanas, or Satan and Satanas, do not represent a universal monster than Jesus' words to Peter, "Get behind me, adversary, Satanas," Matthew 16:23. Jesus was speaking to Peter, not invoking a mythological monster, nor would Jesus have called his friend Peter such a name. When Jesus was tempted in the wilderness, he was confronted not by John Milton's angel-winged monster, but by an adversary, Satan, and a slanderer, Diabolos. You would imagine, being the actual Messiah, invoked some psychological battles. Jesus, though, would have been instantly alert to Milton's fallen angel and sent him on his way. That leaves Lucifer. It is in the King James Bible just once at Isaiah 14:12. The doomed king of Babylon is compared in his pomp and his fall to a star, a frequent biblical astral metaphor. He had been a shining star. But for the Greek word halal, shining star, the translators turned the king of Babylon into Lucifer. This was another transliteration from the Latin version. There is no being Lucifer. God has declared through the prophets, "There is no other God but me, the Creator." Translated, rather than lazily transliterated, these narratives are taken out of the realms of myth and become very human. Satanism is self-worship. Satanism is an assertion of lust, an arrogant rebuttal of the beautiful laws of God. But the elite of the beast system have no demonic commander other than themselves. Their chantings fall unheard. The power they, the real conspirators, do possess is control of the military, finance, politicians, media, law, medicine, technology, education, arts. They are cosmocrators, world rulers, Ephesians 6:12, of darkness. Their destruction by Jesus is written. kings of the earth and the high-ranking, and the military commanders, and the rich and the mighty men. Revelation 6:15, 19, 18 to 21. Meanwhile, despising us, they attempt their deception and genocide through sorcery, which is in Greek pharmakia. Revelation 18:23 to 24 and 9:21. As for 666 in the numeric values of the Greek alphabet, known as isopsophy, the word paradosis has the value of 666. It means tradition, orthodoxy,